If you were to talk to my grandparents or great-grandparents, there's no such thing as a lifestyle business. This is the first time ever where a small business can punch well above its weight. Thanks to social media and software and all of those things, this is the first time you can run a business from anywhere, have customers anywhere, have technology doing most of the work, and really get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. A performance business, on the other hand, it's a bigger business. It typically has 30 or 40 people plus. It's got some debt. It's got some investors. It's built to sell from the start. It focuses on things like proprietary asset building. It focuses on recurring revenues. It's really data-driven. It's got performance dashboards. It's got an amazing executive team. It's got all of those grown-up things. It has all of those grown-up meetings. If you get this right, you'll never have to work again after you've sold your performance business. Let's get into it. Which one are you going to choose? I want you by the end of this video to have made a choice so you know what you're building in the next 3 years. So in order to make this decision between lifestyle and performance, we need to have a look at the total picture of the entrepreneurial journey. We need to start at the beginning and show you all the different places that you could get to along the way. So day one is startup. So the first thing that you need to do in startup is create what's called founder opportunity fit. This is where you discover the right thing for you. It's based on your backstory, where you figure out what are the things you've done in the past that have led you to where you are today. And it's based on your future. What are you inspired to create? What are you hoping to achieve? What are the types of things you want to see happen in the world? What frustrations do you have today that you would love to be involved in solving? Now, all of that goes into founder opportunity fit, where you've identified the opportunity, not that's great for the whole world, not just great for somebody else, but that's great for you. The key here is that you feel a great sense of alignment to beginning this entrepreneurial journey, because it's going to get tough. In fact, almost immediately, you're going to enter phase 2, which is called the wilderness. The wilderness is where your ideas meet reality for the first time. This is a tough time because not everything works out straight away. Many of you are already in the wilderness. You've launched something. It was exciting at the beginning, but as soon as you started talking to customers, they didn't behave the way you thought. Maybe the price they were willing to pay was less than you thought. Maybe those big, exciting clients already had suppliers that they were tied into contracts with. Maybe you couldn't get the staff that you needed. Maybe the technology was too hard, right? But in the wilderness, this is where we start figuring out the reality of the business. The fastest way through the wilderness is that we have to do something called MVP testing, minimum viable product testing. These are fast, cheap experiments to figure out who's the right customer, how much are they willing to pay, what are some of the things that are going to be hard, what are some of the problems that we're going to have to solve. All of that happens when we do minimum viable product testing. Once we've done minimum viable product testing, we do something called product market fit. Product market fit is where we take all the information that we learnt from the MVP testing, and what we do is we roll that up into the perfect product. We figure out just how customers want to experience it, what price point, what communication strategy, what goes into the offer, how do we guarantee it, do we have pricing plans? All of that is covered in product market fit. It's basically where you come up with your winning offer that your customers respond well to. And the next phase is typically where you've got a little bit of a team. This is where you're going to build a team that has between 4 and 12 people, the 4 to 12 person boutique. Now, in this phase, there are 2 categories. Category 1 is called a struggling boutique. A struggling boutique is where this just doesn't have the unit economics that you thought it did. You try as hard as you possibly can, but you just cannot seem to get this thing to make money. It's normally the case that you're doing something very commoditized. You don't have a key person of influence. You don't have a brand. You're not reaching people through digital. You're not scaling through software. You're not using social media. You're not building a big enough brand. And as a result, you end up as a struggling boutique. Think restaurant, cafe, hair salon that doesn't have a key person of influence involved. Unfortunately, it's just paying wages, and if anything goes wrong, that business is going to be in serious trouble. So that's a struggling boutique. Most businesses, that's where they end up. But just on top of that is what we call the lifestyle business or the lifestyle boutique. Now, a lifestyle boutique has 4 to 12 people, but it's making lots of money. This is a business that can pay everybody a healthy wage and a profit on top. This is a business that is not geographically pinned down. You don't have to turn up to any particular location at any particular time in order for this business to work. It's typically online marketing and online delivery. It's a business that leverages software and social media. It definitely is a business that has a key person of influence. The founder of this business, probably you, has built a personal brand. They've got people who know who they are. Their names come up in conversation. They get more done because because of that personal brand. In many cases, the founder of a lifestyle boutique has written a book, they have a social media profile, they speak on stages around the world, they have maybe a YouTube channel. All of those things are fueling people to discover the lifestyle business and buy from the lifestyle business. Now, this is just awesome. The reason that we like this business is because at 4 to 12 people, it's self-organizing. You can run this business in a WhatsApp group. You can use Zoom. You can use off-the-shelf software. It's an easy business to run. It's fun to run. And because you can keep low overheads, you can charge a reasonable price and still make a really healthy profit. You don't have offices, you don't have bureaucracy, and all of that just goes straight to the bottom line. That's your lifestyle business. Fun, freedom, flexibility. It's heaven. However, you're going to mess it up. You're going to ruin it, and you're going to ruin it by hiring the 13th person. So what happens when you hire the 13th person? Unfortunately, you've entered the next phase, which we call the desert. And the desert is where you're too big to be small and too small to be big. As you get 13, 14, 15, 16 people, the business becomes difficult to manage. What you're going to discover is the sales people are making decisions on their own, the marketing team are doing things, the operations team, they're doing their thing, the product and the customer success people, they're doing their thing. No one's talking to each other, and all of a sudden it's a big mess. It's pulling in all directions. It's not aligned. It becomes poorly managed. So what do you need to do? You're going to have to hire an executive team. You're going to have managers and leaders who start syncing this up and turning it into a proper business. However, you're too small to afford those people. If you hire them, all the profit's going to disappear. So you get stuck and you think maybe we should go back to being a small business. Maybe we should push on to being a big business. But now you're in a risky game of trying not to run out of money before you hit that bigger scale. On the other side of the desert, we have a business that has 30 people. Once you hit 30 people, you've now hit a size and a scale where you can start behaving like a performance business. 4 or 5 of those people can be the leaders and executives and managers who make the whole thing happen, and 25 of those people can be the team who make sure that the business is generating customers, looking after those customers, innovating new products, and getting everything else done. On the other side of 30 people, we're going to have 2 types of businesses. We're going to have what's called a factory. And this is a business that has lots of people, but it doesn't make much profit. And we're going to have a performance business. This is typically a business that has 30 plus people, but it's really profitable. It's got a dynamic executive team. It's developing unique intellectual property assets. It's scaling through software. It's utilizing AI. This is a business that bigger companies are calling disruptive. People are getting worried that this business is going to take over the industry. They're really up to something. They punch well above their weight. People can't believe that it's only 30, 40, 50 people. They think that it must be 200, 300, 400 people because of just how powerfully they're showing up. This performance business attracts the attention of a bigger company that wants to buy it. And when they come in and they see how profitable you are, how well you'll run, and how scalable you could be, they get excited and they pay you a life-changing amount of money to buy that business. And that is the benefit of having a performance business. So you've got 2 choices. Do you want to stay between 4 and 12 people and have a small dynamic lifestyle business? Or do you want to cross the desert and get 30 plus people and have a performance business that could be sold for a lot of money? Now, does that mean that your boutique lifestyle business could never be acquired? Well, the truth is probably not, and probably not the way that you would think it would be. It can be acquired, but it's going to be what's called a long-term earn-out. See, the problem is that with a lifestyle business where you're the face of it, you're the key person of influence, and it's only a small team of 4 to 12 people, it's what's called founder dependent. And that founder dependency means that if you leave, half the team are probably going to want to leave with you. Now, what you can do to get around this, if you sell your small lifestyle business, not that you'd want to because it's doing so well, you could sell the business on a 3-year earn-out where you continue to be the face of the business. But the truth is, most people who get close to the deal-making table on that sort of a deal, they end up deciding to keep the business because it's giving them so much value and they don't want the headache of dealing with the acquirer. So it just doesn't seem to ever be worth it to sell that business. Even though you could sell it on a particular type of deal, it often seems better off just holding it and having fun. Does this mean that a performance business is not a lifestyle business? Absolutely not. Once you hit performance, you can have a lot of fun with that business. It's often the case that the people who build performance businesses really geek out on business. They love looking looking at executive dashboards. They love being part of high-performance meetings, offsites and retreats where the whole team gets together and comes up with a new innovative approach. It's often the case that someone who has a lifestyle business, the majority of their focus is what they do for the customer as opposed to business itself. And for a performance business, there is a massive love of business as a craft as well as what you do for the customer. So the performance business people, they read a lot of business books, they read up on a lot of management theory, and they also read up on the topic that relates to the industry that they're in. We talked about MVP, product market fit. In entrepreneur speak, a lifestyle business is focused on what we call go-to-market, which is cranking the handle and making sales. A performance business is focused on scalability. And then finally, that business is then focused on exit. Now, it's important to know that exiting the business is a special skill all on its own. It's a special campaign. It's like any other marketing campaign. You're going to have special marketing materials to sell the business. You're going to have a special team in place, like a campaign team who are focused on exiting. You're going to go through a process that might last 12 to 18 months in order to exit the business. There's probably going to be about 4 people on your team who are dedicated just to that process and they're focused on that. You'll have some unique suppliers, some expensive suppliers who help you to exit the business. All of that comes down to this exit process here as well. So scaling up on its own can be a bit more stressful for the wrong sort of person. It can take a little bit longer. It's a bit more delayed gratification, and it includes this extra step of being ready for exit as well. So the decision you've got to make is, do you want to have your dream house, which is your lifestyle boutique, fun, freedom, flexibility, run it from anywhere, earn great money, have a lot of fun with people that you love working with? Or do you want to go through the process of crossing the desert and building a performance business? A lot more stress, but for a much bigger payday. So leave me a comment below. Which would you choose, lifestyle or performance? Give the video a like, give the channel a subscribe, and forward this on to an entrepreneur who you know is making a decision between lifestyle and performance. I hope you got value from this video, and I look forward to seeing you again soon, and I hope your business is doing really, really well.